Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mnemonic Tutor here with a new video today about playing AAA games on the AMD Ryzen 5 2400G budget mini PC. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon to get notified when I drop new videos. So today, we're going to play some Doom Eternal on the AMD Ryzen 5 2400G budget mini gaming PC. Doom Eternal is a modern AAA title developed by id Software and published by Bethesda Softworks. It was released on March 19, 2020, so just 4 or 5 months ago, and it runs on the id Tech 7 engine. Since this is a first-person shooter, it requires solid performance in order for you to have a good gaming experience. Take a look at the gameplay in the background as we delve into the tech specs for this game, the PC requirements and performance expectations based on the hardware we have in our mini budget PC. According to Doom Eternal's official Steam store page, the recommended and minimum PC specs to play the game are as follows. We'll start off with the recommended specs. As far as processor, they recommend that you have an Intel Core i7 6700K or better, or an AMD Ryzen 7 1800X or better. That's an 8-core 16-thread processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and for graphics, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 6GB, 974GB, AMD RX 480 8GB. Some additional notes they put there are, this is if you want to play the game at 1080p, 60 frames per second, high quality settings. Now, as far as minimum specs, it's a little bit better. All they're asking for as far as a processor is an Intel Core i5 at 3.3 GHz or better, or an AMD Ryzen 3 at 3.1 GHz or better. Same 8 GB of RAM, and as far as graphics card, a little bit less, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti 4GB, or a GTX 1060 3GB, a GTX 1660 4GB, AMD Radeon R9 280 3GB, R9 290 4GB, RX 470 4GB. So there's a lot of options there that are like the low-end video cards. Now some additional notes are, at minimum specs, you should only expect low quality settings, but 1080p and 60 frames per second. Now our mini PC has a Ryzen 5 2400G, which is 4-core and 8 threads, so it's above the minimum processor but below the recommended, so it's kind of in the middle there. Now graphics wise, we have Vega 11 graphics, and those are not very strong. The 1050 Ti, which is what's recommended for the minimum specs, is 90% faster than our Vega 11, so we're way below the threshold for graphics in this machine. So just kind of keep that in mind going into this. As you can see from the specs we just mentioned, we're about half of the recommended processor power, but a little above the minimum as we have a Ryzen 5, not a Ryzen 3. On the graphics side, however, not only are we well below the recommended GTX 1060, we are barely above half of the performance of the GTX 1050 Ti with the integrated Vega 11 graphics. That being said, you've been watching gameplay footage this whole time. You tell me, is this game unplayable on our Ryzen 5 2400G? We have the graphics preset at 1080p low, and yet the game is completely playable. Doom Eternal is another one of those games where the overlay from MSI Afterburner doesn't work. But it's also one of those games that lets you show your FPS on screen while playing. You can see it here in the upper right hand corner. As you can see from the gameplay footage thus far, we've been playing at nearly 60 frames per second the whole time. It stays in the upper 50s, sometimes hits 60, but it never goes below the upper 50s. I played for around half an hour during this particular game capture session, and I can say without a doubt that I had no issues with graphics, controls, or overall gameplay experience whatsoever. Does this look as good as it would with an RTX 2080 Ti? No. But is it completely playable at a decent frame rate? Absolutely. The graphic response was solid for the resolution we're playing at. Colors looked vibrant and stable. Lighting effects looked awesome and appropriate for the location of the light source in the scene. Controls were not laggy, and I never felt like my controller input was out of sync with what I was seeing on the screen. I noticed very little screen tearing or stutter. The mini budget PC kept up with this game from beginning to end, and as I became immersed in the game, I completely forgot that I was playing this on a CPU with integrated graphics. By now, I shouldn't be surprised at all at what this little APU can do. I've played so many different games on the CPU, iGPU itself, and so many more via cloud streaming services. This little machine has kept up with just about every game I've thrown at it. Sure, we have to use low presets on some of the games when using 1080p resolution, but that's understandable for what we're working with here. I've never been in a situation where I just can't play a game that I want to play. I can confidently say that if my main rig went down, I could completely rely on this little budget gaming PC for most of what I want to play and do without a problem, and that includes video editing. I have no problem recommending this setup for someone who wants a tiny PC that can be used for productivity and gaming. The whole point of videos like this is to show you that you have options. You don't need to buy a $5,000 gaming PC to enjoy current AAA games. You can enjoy most games on the integrated GPU itself. As a longtime engineer myself, I am always amazed by how much quote-unquote underpowered technology can actually perform. This channel focuses on the budget aspect of technology, and often people just wave that off because they think it won't work. I'm here to tell you that not only can you game on a budget, you can do it well. If you like content like this, please comment below letting me know what you think about budget gaming and what you think about this AMD Ryzen 5 2400G. Also, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post new videos. I have one more video coming in this budget gaming series with the Ryzen 5 2400G, and then we're pivoting to an even more budget option. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.